It's day 3 on Great British Menu, and so far the struggle for the Central region has been a rollercoaster ride. Richard Bainbridge, Akhtar Islam and Sue Ellis have all set their sights on cooking for the People's Banquet. The hard-fought fish course left returning chef Richard clinging on to his lead.
I'm ready to pull out all the stops. You know, yes, I'm at the top of the leaderboard, but I've still got a lot to prove.
Risk-taker Akhtar is now hot on his heels, having battled back from his poor start.
The 8th from my fish course has given me a great boost of confidence. It's put me in 2nd place. Naturally, I like to be in 1st, but right now I'm not being too fussy. I'm happy with 2nd place.
All 3 are desperate to shine under the scrutiny of former champion Glyn Purnell. His scores will determine which 2 get to cook for the judges on Friday.
All to play for. Plenty of points left to be won. This is when the chefs really should start putting pressure on themselves.
Today, it's the main course, and the chefs will all be pushing the boat out. Sue, trailing in 3rd place, knows this could be make or break.
Hitting the ground running today. New day, 2 more courses, fresh start.
This year's competition is all about producing the perfect food to share. Platters that are a feast for the eyes. Like the 3 contenders, Great British Menu veteran Glyn Purnell knows this course is the big one, and he's expecting fireworks.
I want to see some sweat, some tears. I want to see attitudes. I want to see some solid main courses on the pass.
But trouble that's been simmering all week boiled over yesterday, when Akhtar failed again to get his dish to the pass on time.
I don't think it's fair that people are hitting times and you're not. This is the final warning. Okay? Are we fair with that?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
And it's not just Glyn whose frustration is starting to show.
Akhtar, he's been late twice. You know, Glyn told him off. Too right.
Other people have pushed their luck and obviously got higher scores in some things than me, so I'd be lying if I said I didn't grate a little bit.
Glyn's more concerned about the practicalities of cooking for the banquet.
The dishes chefs are producing need to be achievable for the banquet. You know, Akhtar's struggling with time now, so what's it going to be like with 100 people?
The first chef to arrive is Michelin-starred Richard Bainbridge from Norfolk, who's known for his quirky take on British classics. He knows he must score highly again today or risk having his lead snatched away, but he also has a more personal reason for wanting to do well.
Main course means a lot to me because it's inspired by my mum. It reminds me of the way I was brought up, and to get that on the banquet would make me so proud, and it'd be a little thank you and a nod to my mum. So what we got today, I'm going to do my beef Wellington with my mum's cottage pie. It's beef in brioche. It'll have the beef fillet in the middle, and this is beautiful local beef. And then that's going to have a little bit of chicken mousse with some of the shiitake mushrooms to go around the outside, and then the brioche around that.
And what we've got here, we've got ox cheeks?
Yeah, so obviously with my cottage pie, I'm going to do some ox cheek, and so I'm going to give a classier touch to a cottage pie.
Is it a showstopper? Is it going to wow people at the banquet?
And I seem to be going down the humble kind of quirky kind of route, but I think this main course is something that I would love to sit down and eat with my friends and with family and just really enjoy it. You know, it's good yum food yet again.
So a dish that means a lot to Richard, but has his emotional attachment blinded him to its pitfalls?
Big concern about that fillet. It's a beautiful fillet, fantastic flavour, and if he overcooks that, you might as well throw it in the bin.
The second competitor is the innovative Akhtar Islam from Birmingham. Although he scored the highest mark in yesterday's fish course, it's crucial he convinces Glyn he can deliver on time today.
I like to take my time when it comes to food, and you know, I like to do everything to a certain extent last minute because I really believe in fresh food. I've got to try and adjust that and work in this kitchen in order to meet the deadlines that are set.
Main event today?
Yep, got a lovely shoulder of lamb, and we're going to smoke it with charcoal, black cardamom, you know, the big fat cardamom, and some cloves as well. And then it's going to be really slowly braised. And then that, we've got just a selection of vegetables going with it. So we've got this pumpkin, which we're going to serve with some lentils. And then we've got some cauliflower, which we're really just going to saute up with some nigella seeds and turmeric. And then we're going to have a lovely smoked aubergine and roasted garlic pate as well.
The dish sounds quite elaborate. Is there any reason why you chose this for the banquet?
Yeah, it's something that, you know, I've always cooked for friends and family. lovely piece of meat in the middle of the table, and everyone just picks away at the meat because the meat is so soft. You scoop up little bits. So, for me, it just signifies a very satisfying meal where people are really getting together.
Yet another ambitious dish with lots of accompaniment from Akhtar. Can he get it to the pass on time?
Akhtar seems to give himself quite a lot to do again today. Has he bitten off more than he can chew? He needs to get that lamb right, because if it's not right and he gets distracted with other things, he's not going to be happy and I'm not going to be happy.
Finally, it's Sue Ellis from the Midlands. So far, her contemporary food with a twist has failed to hit the high notes for veteran Glyn.
I am at the bottom at the moment. I just need to pull out all the stops, hit the floor running and get the scores to get through.
So what are you doing for us today?
It's got shepherd's pie, but I've got the two different kinds of meat. So I've got the neck of lamb, the lamb mince, because that's what everybody knows and loves, that's what they're familiar with. So to use the two different textures in my shepherd's pie, I've got the rack of lamb and then all the condiments around it.
So condiments with...
Well, I've got the cabbage, spring cabbage, shallots. I've got cucumber, a little bit unusual now. It dates back years and years and years. I tried to do a bit of researching with the lamb. Quite excited about that.
Is it suitable for a banquet? Has it got that wow factor?
Yeah. I think my dish is there for the people's banquet. It's home-cooked food, but it's got the wow factor.
Will Sue's lamb-themed platter finally prove to Glyn she's nailed the brief and has what it takes to stay in the contest?
Sue, the last two courses, a little bit of style over substance. What she needs to do to get herself back in the race is get a really good, solid, tasty main course on the pass.
All three chefs know this course could seal their fate in the competition. Glyn will be sending one of them home tomorrow. They're all determined it won't be them.
To go home on Thursday is horrible. I've been there, I've done it. I've got the T-shirt.
One chef going home, that makes me feel sick.
If I was to be sent home on Thursday, I would be devastated.
With so much at stake, plus Glyn's warning about being on time still ringing in their ears, the chefs get down to work.
Everyone seems very busy this morning.
Are you busy, Rich? I think you're busy.
There seems to be a different Sue today.
Yeah, it is a different Sue. It's a Sue that means business today.
Sue starts by braising the lamb for her shepherd's pie, adding stock, red wine, herbs and garlic. She knows she must pull out all the stops and not worry about what her opponents are up to.
The other guy's dish is not my problem. If they've got a lot to do, they've got a lot to do. I concentrate on what I've got to do. In it to win it, I've got to.
Richard, desperate to prove himself after leaving the competition early last year, is making his cottage pie from braised ox cheeks, but still has time to size up his competitors.
Obviously Sue today, she's got her head down. She seems like a different person. She's driven. I think she's realised what this competition is really all about. The fight's still on by the looks of it.
But Richard knows it's Akhtar who's trying to knock him off the top spot, and he's not missing any chances to make a dig at his rival.
So Akhtar, are you having a little bonfire over there in the corner, or what's that about?
Yeah, just thought I'd get Barbie on. Why not?
You feel you got all the time in the world now? What is it for?
I'm using that to smoke the lamb. It's a makeshift way, but it does definitely do the job.
Self-taught Akhtar isn't using the fine dining techniques which are second nature for Richard.
Do you want to come and take a look? So I've got this charcoal going now. This is just black cardamom.
I don't know what I'm Let me smell your hand. Look. That a thing I
and
don't.
cloves.
What's going on?
Once again, Glyn is concerned that Akhtar's methods are too time-consuming.
How long does that now smoke for?
Leave it for about an hour or so, and
For an hour,
that's it. Yeah.
I know how tough it is to cook at the banquet, and the pressure is immense. I think Akhtar's been struggling with time, and can we take that risk?
Sue, badly in need of points, knows Glyn wants her to raise her game today and show she's a real contender for the banquet.
Sue, what are you doing there?
I've got cucumber and I'm going to compress it now. So...
Are you going to serve the cucumbers cold, or...?
No, warm, like a veg almost.
But is this the kind of quirky touch that he's looking for?
Sue's vac pack cucumber. This apparently Sue said was from history they used to have with lamb. But they've got to question it. Did it go out of fashion for a reason?
Akhtar knows he's within reach of Richard's lead on the scoreboard, so he wants to keep an eye on how he's cooking his beef.
My experience of beef Wellington is, especially where it's sitting, all the juices get
Well, because you do the puff pastry, so
Yeah.
the puff pastry starts to go slightly soggy, whereas with the brioche it gets a really nice hard crust on the outside, and then nice and moist, and then it sucks up all those juices.
It's one of my favourite dishes. I had it for Christmas Day, and I made it for Christmas Day for the lads, so, you know, I'm really looking forward to this. Maybe next year this might be the recipe.
You wouldn't have my recipe.
Behind the banter, all three chefs are locked into the battle to win.
So Glyn, what's it like when you finally make it to the banquet?
It's so exciting when you're on the pass and you send your dish that's come all the way from the regions all the way to the banquet. It's an amazing feeling, and it's just a special day. How about you, Rich? You want to be at the banquet?
I'd love to be at the banquet. To me, this year really hits home with me. You know, I really want to be there for all the right reasons, not to just big myself up, be Mr. Look, I am here. You know, I want to be there for the people.
Who would you invite if you get through?
I'd invite my mum, for definite. You know, I don't want to start weeping because she did a lot for me, and I respect her. And to give her that little pat on the back and say, you did all right with me, to be fair.
Richard's mum brought him up single-handed, and if he wins a place at the banquet this year, he hopes to recognise the tough job done by lone parents everywhere. He headed to his hometown, Helsden, to visit single parents in Norfolk, a group which gets together every month.
Hiya.
It's run by mother of four, Justine Davenport.
Wow, this is cool.
The group plans day trips and holidays, as well as picnics and barbecues where the mums and dads chip in with dishes to share.
Look at all this food you've brought. Can I just pop this down? Yeah. Brilliant. Cool. So do you do this every week or every month, or?
About 3 times a year we do a bring and share. And it's good for the kids too. They're not stuck in 4 walls, same house.
I think that's amazing because I grew up in exactly the same sort of situation with my mum, and she used to take us to single parent clubs, and when I started to try and think of ideas and food that I wanted to do, I went straight back to my childhood of sharing of food and the big platters of food and my mum's cottage pie and, you know, other people's lasagnas and that sort of thing, and that's why I've brought my cottage pie. It's a bit humble compared to all this other amazing food.
With such personal experience of the value of these groups, Richard is keen to get everyone involved.
Give it a break. Might need to hit it one more time. Oh. Joshua, you whisk. What they're doing is amazing. You know, like everybody has got smiling faces. Perfect. That's how you make a Yorkshire pudding. It takes me back to my childhood. Cool, I'm really happy.
To make the day complete, Richard's biggest influence, his mum Jill, has joined the party.
How are you?
Good, thank you, good. Have you seen what's been happening out there?
It's a lovely group, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the girls together and all supporting each other, and
Yeah.
I'm pleased for them they're getting the same sort of support I got, really.
Yeah.
It just means so much.
Would anyone else like any more cottage pie? Would you like some more? People are asking for more. There you go, Oliver. Do you find the group like a massive support, or?
It is a good support, yeah, especially in holidays, because we have organised trips out, and the children all know each other, they're all friends, and they can go and play, and we can have a chat.
What do you guys think of the dish?
It's really nice.
And you can tell it was real mash because there was no lumps in it.
Good call.
It was the best ever cottage pie I ever tasted.
Rave reviews all round. And touched by the experience, Richard has a surprise for Justine.
Looking at all what my mum went through, I have so much respect for you, and I really believe in what you do, and I really appreciate that, and I know how much hard work you must put into it.
So I'm going to start crying.
If I get through to the banquet at the end, I really want to kind of invite you as one of my guests to just kind of say thank you and show you that all your hard work is really worth it.
Lovely, that'd be lovely, thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you for today, it's been brilliant.
Thank you so much. Give me a hug.
Richard's more determined than ever to get a dish on the banquet menu. In the kitchen, all 3 chefs are working hard to produce the best main course for the People's Banquet. Will it be Richard's elegant beef Wellington with mum's cottage pie served with glazed vegetables and buttery mash?